Welcome everybody. We hope you enjoyed the happy hour and hope you were able to meet some people you haven't seen before and possibly reconnected with those you haven't seen in quite a while. Thank you for joining us in our virtual event this year. Thank you to our sponsors tonight, National Ready Mix Concrete Association and Pacific Gas and Electric for helping make tonight's evening possible. As always, these events are put together by our sponsors and we appreciate them immensely in helping make everything worthwhile. I mean, awards programs are an amazing part of the year where we can celebrate the achievements of our members, draw attention to projects of note, and really introduce the wider architectural community to projects that maybe they could take something from in their own regard. It's an awesome time to really build camaraderie amongst peers, to see things you haven't seen before, and hopefully be inspired to do your next big job in California, and maybe win an award yourself next year. Everybody, especially in this profession, is very well versed and aware of the impact of climate change, the emergency nature in which we just declared in AIA California earlier this year. These awards help highlight these issues and how our architects and our members are solving them in everyday situations in their projects throughout the year. So an AIA California Award is much more than just marketing. It's really a chance to be recognized by your peers, to celebrate the achievements of the architects within our profession, within our membership, but more importantly, really to celebrate the value of design and its impact in the world around us. An award is an amazing opportunity for everybody to see what's really innovative, what's really moving the needle forward for the community, and really for everybody to gather around that and to be inspired for their own work. Having said that, let's take a look at this year's Design Award recipients. Our first honor and leading edge award recipient is Museum Lab by Koning Eisenberg Architect and Perfido, Weisskopf, Wagstaff, and Godel Architects. This was the only project to receive a unanimous and resounding yes. Embodies a tolerance for messiness in the architecture, but it still works and is still functional, yet it has a grittiness of a ruin. What sold some jurors was viewing the picture of the original building. It was an amazing transformation that maintained integrity. One has to admire the skill level and confidence to visualize the building, and then moderate interventions that make the composition work so well. Congratulations.
Thank you, AIA California Council, for recognizing the Museum Lab. I really do hope you will get to visit sometime. The Museum Lab runs a really great program for teens. This is one of those projects that truly, really required constant invention and cooperation between owner, architect, and contractor. The result is a true verification that teamwork adds value. Thank you.
Next, on to our honor awards. The first recipient, The Continental by Jonathan Siegel, FAIA. Interesting premise and nicely planned micro-units. The massing of facades are striking, partly a brutalist throwback, partly a very clean line modernist building. The balcony development is extremely productive, making each unit both accessible to the outdoors and with the floor-to-ceiling glass extending the visual extent beyond the balcony. This enhances the user experience. This project is gutsy and confident and will endure over time. Our next recipient, the Health Sciences Innovation Building by Co Architects. This feels appropriate, restrained, and redone. A moment of calmness within the curvilinear forms. Project places daylight where it matters and connects to the spatial planning and the connection to the outdoors. The starlight ceiling connects and presents a sense of calm. Clearly, a rigorous project with softer, human effects, which is what healthcare needs. Our next recipient, Oakland Museum of California by Mark Cavanero Associates. This is a good example of inclusive urban design. They are exquisite, subtle interventions for special enrichment and wayfinding. The renovation recalibrates the entry sequence to this treasure of landscape design and architecture successfully in the spirit of its original design. Congratulations, Mark Cavanero Associates.
Hello, I'm Mark Cavanero, and I'd like to thank the California AIA for recognizing our project with a Merit Award. I'm standing here in the garden, which is really the core of the project that we executed with Hood Design Studio. It essentially re-envisioned the whole public space to reflect the complex array of ecosystems in California from top to bottom, and along the way we made two very large openings in the historic museum wall structure to get this museum even more open, integrated, and porous with the city of Oakland beyond.
We're excited to be part of OMCU's forward-facing project. We're proud to be part of a project that extends a hand out towards the Oakland community. Currently, we're standing in the cafe interior with a great big opening that we've designed overlooking the amphitheater and 10th Street. Thank you so much for your recognition in this great renovation project.
Small change, big impact is how the Oakland Museum describes the recent renovation project. One example of that is the window behind me that was cut into an existing concrete wall. The window allows visibility from the street to that cafe and the cafe to the street. To provide access, we introduced a ramp clad in non-directional stainless steel as a light counterpoint to the historic concrete structure.
I'm standing in the Rochelle Court, which for 50 years was an opaque concrete room. We've carefully opened up the walls to allow views out into the city and at the same time to allow the public to use it as a second entrance. In the process of doing this, it's not only more welcoming for the museum, but when you're in the museum, you can finally see the lake, the water, and a complete sense of downtown Oakland and the sky beyond.
Our next award goes to the Harmon Guest House by David Baker Architects. A comprehensive approach to high-performance design. This is a simple plan and layers of trellis and adds to the details to temper privacy and light. This has an elegant materiality and successfully knits itself into the scale of the commercial street. Congratulations, David Baker Architects. And now let's hear a quick word from his team.
We are so honored that Harmon Guest House has received a Merit Award from AIA California. This project would not have been possible without our wonderful clients, Paolo Petrone and Circe Scher of Piazza Hospitality. We want to dedicate this award to the late Merritt Scher, a co-founder of Piazza Hospitality, but also a visionary in creating hotels and buildings that transform communities. We love Harmon Guest House because it's allowed us to explore community-based hospitality, hotels that participate in the community and honor the people and the place they are located. Thank you again to AIA California and the awards jury.
Our next recipient, the WETA Richmond Ferry Terminal by Marcy Wong Don Logan Architects. This project is very sculptural and has an interesting night presence. This is a sweet folly of a project, understated and approximate vocabulary given the context of the Ford plant in the background. The skin is handsome and has both a daylight and a nighttime impact. Congratulations, Marcy Wong Don Logan Architects. On to our next recipient, Floor 401 Lofts by Koning Eisenberg Architecture. There's clarity and consistency here. From an urban perspective, it's a hard building to do, much less succeed so adeptly. It is thematic in regards to the quality of the common space and is inviting in that regard. Our next recipient, the UC San Francisco Wheel Neurosciences Building by Mark Cavanero Associates and Smith Group. Some of the jurors' comments included, the facades are so elegant. This is straight shooting architecture, a classic space that works really well. It is delicate, porous, and restrained, and the light is refreshing within the lab context. The spaces are filled with controlled light and has a beautiful materiality to it. The lightness of expression for a technical lab building with corresponding expressive and functional shed room at scale just makes sense here. Congratulations, and now let's hear from their team.
We are honored today to receive this Merit Award and would like to thank the AIA California Council for selecting it among many outstanding projects.
A special thank you goes out to our wonderful donors, Joan and Sandy Weil, for trusting us with their vision, and to Dan Kinsley and Dan Sefier for representing their goals.
I'd like to thank our clients, UCSF, Scott, Sean, Jenny and Michael, and the incredible staff and faculty here at UCSF.
Architecture first exists in our thoughts and dreams. We'd like to thank our fantastic consultant team of engineers, including Degenkolb and the Office of Cheryl Barton, Landscape Architects.
I want to personally thank Dr. Hauser, Dr. State, Dr. Jacobson, and the wonderful scientists we had the good fortune to work with.
And now, onto our Interiors Merit Award. The jury had this to say. This is a great example of adaptive reuse project. There is a material playfulness highlighting the industrial elements. The historic spaces are very interesting and not disturbed by the design. This is a project with a famously long history that represents the beginning of reuse, renovation, implementation. This design is elegant and respectful of the historic skeleton. Congratulations. Moving on to the Residential Design Awards, where we really celebrate the most intimate of spaces that architects have a hand in designing for people around the world. It's where people feel and understand and touch and have a true connection with the building and the built environment around them at the very finest of levels. It's where the feel of a wall or the feel of a counter matters most. We're pleased that this year's jury includes Valery Augustin, Jonathan Feldman, AIA, Stet Sanborn, AIA, Julie Snow, FAIA, and Nader Tehrani. This year's jury had nearly 100 entries to sort through, an amazing amount of work celebrating the residential design field. This year, the theme of multifamily housing and how our architects are cleverly addressing the unique challenges associated with it, from senior housing to affordable housing. The housing crisis is really on the forefront of our architects' minds, and the awards this year really showcase that. And without further ado, here are the recipients. Leading off in this category with the Honor Award is the Stanford Residence by Jensen Architects. The jury had the following comments: a powerful transformation of an ordinary ranch house. This project clearly conveys the owner's personality and interests. It's nice to see a project about the owner rather than the architect's interpretation. The dramatic forms and the landscape elements really add to the intensity and loveliness of this residence. Congratulations, Jensen Architects.
I'm Mark Jensen, principal of Jensen Architects. This home renovation and addition was special for us in two ways. First, it was a collaboration with a client with whom we've worked for many years and is a true creative collaborator. Second, involved an unusual building type for our practice, a ranch-style home with a workshop addition. The project turned out to be a wonderful example of constraints leading us to a more interesting design. For the existing ranch-style house, we distilled it down to its pure abstract essence. For the studio edition, we responded to local requirements that mandated a pitched roof and wood siding in an unexpected way, applying the wood siding to the roof, which was at once also a wall, thoroughly confusing the planners. We are thrilled to receive this award from AIA California. As always, it's an honor we share with an amazing team, in particular our design collaborator, Joanna Grauender, as well as Surface Design, Landscape Architects, Strandberg Engineers, Murray Engineers, Antera Group, Blanco, and the contractor, Donico Construction. The photography was by Matthew Millman, and of course we want to thank our client. We're very grateful for this opportunity and this recognition.
Our next recipient is the Redwood House by Jeff Svitak, Inc. The jury said, strong, quiet, cohesive, and elegant. Exquisite use of materials combined with beautiful spaces. It takes us to a place that is interesting and resolved. Both beautiful, humbling, and looks like a great place to live.
Hello, this is Jeff Svitak, here to accept digitally the Honor Award for Residential Architecture for Redwood House. Thank you so much to AIA California for this award. Thank you to the jury for acknowledging our work. We're a small firm. We work here out of the Redwood House. It's also my house. I live upstairs. You know, we're very humbled and honored to receive the award from AIA California. So thank you so much. We're going to continue to try to do great work out of this office in San Diego, and hope to see everybody in person soon. And until then, I hope everyone just has a great night. Thank you.
Our next recipient is the Merit and Leading Edge Award. First up is Gramercy Senior Housing by Kevin Daly Architects, an expert way of handling the articulation of materials. The transparency of the walkways connecting the house is welcoming. Congratulations.
Hi, AIA California. I'm Kevin Daly.
I'm Nick Smith.
Just wanted to thank you so much for the recognition for the Gramercy project. It was a huge effort here in the office, a huge amount of dedication from our clients at Hollywood Community Housing, and really just happy to play a role in addressing some of the housing issues here in Los Angeles.
Really great to be a part of the team and deliver this project for 64 affordable units.
For a Merit Award, our first up is the Vertical Courtyard House by Montaba Architects. The jury said, this is a clear design with spectacular execution and detailing. It's interesting that the plan provides 3-level spatial development, allowing the light and exterior connections without a compromise in privacy. Congratulations, Montaba Architects. Next up, Wonderland by Mutuo. This is an interesting and unexpected strategy that is both innovative and somehow humble. The idea of turning a single lot into 3 separate residences is exactly what we need right now, and sends a message to everyone about rethinking the possibilities of housing. It's ambitious in terms of handling the various materials and detailing. They clearly spent a lot of effort articulating every moment of the buildings.
Hello, My name is Jose Harasti, and I am one of the principals at Mutuo, along with Fernanda Opperman. Wonderland was a challenging project to design and build 3 side-by-side single-family homes in steep and narrow lots in the Hollywood Hills. The design reimagines both the single-family private living spaces and the shared communal open spaces of the 3 interconnected units. On behalf of our Los Angeles studio, I would like to thank the jury and the American Institute of Architects California for this award. Thank you.
Next, Monterey Co-Living by Warren Techenton Architects. The facade here is commendable, with an interesting interior planning. Love the powerful use of color and texture. This project thrives on its strong, evocative forms. Congratulations, Warren Techenton Architects.
Thank you again to the California AIA for this award and for recognition of the Monterey Co-Living Apartments. Co-living is a valuable tool for increasing density in our communities, and we are happy to have done that here and in aid of the housing crisis that we have in California.
And thank you to the client team as well. This was a great project to work on. Thanks again to the AIA California. We're honored to receive this award.
Thank you so much.
AIA California created the Leading Edge Award in 2018 to really highlight the architectural work that addresses climate change. Climate change is important to all architects as it affects everything we do on a daily basis, from our projects to our families to our societies. Buildings are historically some of the biggest consumers of energy in our built environment. Architects are uniquely poised to address that in their projects and the solutions they bring to bear. And now to the Leading Edge Awards. Our first Leading Edge Design Award recipient is the Lisa and Douglas Goldman Tennis Center by EHGD and HGA. The jury had the following to say: excellent equity and community story. Observations room to the clubhouse are welcoming, and glass enclosure creates a welcoming environment. Has a colorful interior and a beautiful nighttime glow.
Thank you to AIA California and to the Design Awards jury for this Leading Edge Award. On behalf of the design team, HGA, our early design partners, PAE, Holmes, Sherwood, Let's Go, and Mendy Design, it is our great pleasure to accept this award. Many, many thanks to the Parks Alliance and to San Francisco Recreation and Parks for their perseverance and, most importantly, their vision. Phil?
Well, thank you, AIA California. On behalf of the City and County of San Francisco and the San Francisco Recreation and Park Department, we are so thrilled and honored to receive this award. This tennis center is just become a fabulous new addition to Golden Gate Park. I really want to thank EHGD for pushing us on this just really innovative, sustainable, and resilient design. I also want to acknowledge and celebrate our partners, the Tennis Coalition of San Francisco and the San Francisco Parks Alliance. This place is spectacular. So much so that since it's opened in March, we have already welcomed 75,000 people to this beautiful building and to these amazing tennis courts. And so come play tennis, come see Golden Gate Park, and enjoy this beautiful space.
Next, 49 South Van Ness by Skidmore, Owings & Merrill. The elegance of the glass facade and careful design of the interior lobby-facing landscape is worthy of an award itself. The performative and elegant skin and massing and engagement with the surrounding existing structures is notable. This has a successful wind mitigation strategy and a successful shoehorning program within a dense urban site. And now, let's see a video from the team.
Hello, I'm Craig Hartman, Senior Consulting Design Partner for Skidmore, Owings & Merrill, and with me is Mark Schwetman, Design Director. On behalf of our extraordinary multidisciplinary team, we are pleased to accept this Leading Edge Award. I'd like to particularly thank Related California, and especially Matt Whitty and Gino Canari for their vision and faith and trust in us. The list of city leaders is way too long to list, but we'd be remiss not to acknowledge John Updike, Edgar Lopez, Samuel Chu, Julia Grote, John Ram, Dan Sider, Maya Small, and of course, Mayor London Breed.
Our goals for 49 South Van Ness were many. A new experience for the professionals entrusted with the stewardship of the city's environment, a dignified, uplifting, relaxed environment for the people interacting with the city. The project achieved LEED Platinum certification with features from suspended paving for the trees to an electrochromic facade made light and luminous through layers of frit. On behalf of all our collaborators, thank you.
And once again, the Museum Lab, Koenig Eisenberg Architecture, and Perfido, Weisskopf, Wagstaff, and Godel Architects. The jury said, this was the only project to receive a unanimous and resounding yes. Embodies a tolerance for messiness in the architecture, but it still works and is still functional. And now for our first recipient of the Leading Edge Residential Awards, Mason on Mariposa by David Baker Architects. Some of the juror comments include, like the human scale of this. There are moments that put the outdoor spaces as related to the indoors that are lovely, and this is usually not done so well in multifamily housing. Promoting sustainability and community, it achieves something focused in towards the inhabitants rather than just for the mere design factor. Nice work, David and team. And finally, once again, Gramercy Senior Housing by Kevin Daly Architects. The jury had the following. An expert way of handling the articulation of materials. The transparency of the walkways connecting the housing is welcome. Congratulations, Kevin Daly Architects. AIA California's Urban Design Awards are a recognition of the built environment as a whole, beyond just a singular project. Urban design is defined for the awards program as the realm of physical design encompassing master planning, landscape architecture, and conceptual architectural design. This definition includes research in the design of spaces at all scales, from places between buildings to regional master plans. The program focuses on conception and expression of the idea, following through to the many phases of a master plan. And now let's see who won. And now on to the Honor Award for our Urban Design category. The first project, Downtown Dublin Preferred Vision. The jury was unanimous in this project. One commented that it was the most impressive of the submissions. The project spoke to community outreach, and that the size and scale was well integrated within the surrounding fabric. It creates identity and has a sense of unity and purpose, combining the nature of the mixed use with the surrounding environment. As a concept project, this is excellent, said one juror. The jury also noted how the designers did a good job of creating spaces where there wasn't any. They noted how the scale of the overall master plan and what they've done with the before and after is exceptional. Congratulations to Urban Field Studio and ELS Architecture. For our Merit Award, this year's recipient is the Baldwin Hills Hiking Hub. The jurors appreciated that this concept was a very complex place with a proposed solution that would be a massive civic project. They liked that it gives the weight of infrastructure to the pedestrian realm. This kind of investment was made for cars, and now we see designs made for pedestrians, which is commendable. They love the three-dimensional quality of the idea and how it accommodates for the street vendor, which is sort of a Los Angeles thing. The path provides a way of getting to Bologna Creek that doesn't happen today. Congratulations, YNL Architects. And now, onto the awards for the Academy of Emerging Professionals, where we recognize individuals who are 10 years or less in the architectural profession. The AEP represents the very best of the next generation of architects, both today and tomorrow. This year's AEP jury includes Karina Mills and Ian Merker. Our jurors met this year to discuss the state of equity in design and the passion of our newer members as exhibited in the work that they showcased. The Associates Award, given to an associate AIA member who best exemplifies the highest qualities of leadership and has demonstrated unparalleled commitment to the profession, went to Joshua Foster, Associate AIA. A member of the AIA LA, Foster is heavily involved in engagement and outreach within the community and the profession. His beliefs in threading community involvement through multiple organizations are matched with his actions with AIA LA and NOMA. His contributions are more than relevant with what the profession needs right now, one juror commented. And on to the Chapter Award, which this year goes to AIA LA. The jury was particularly impressed with how this chapter devotes time, resources, and energy to the many young architect programs. This chapter's continuing commitment to the emerging professional is valued and appreciated, and serves as an example for other chapters who want to invest in this promising group. Finally, the recipient of the Young Architect Award goes to Drew Weigel, AIA, of AIA Redwood Empire. Weigel has consistently proven himself unafraid to address the large groups with his opinions and concerns, and has proven to be a strong leader. Weigel is known for spearheading his chapter's AIA-RE Perspective series, and also serves as the NCARB AXP supervisor at his firm. The jury unanimously recognized Weigel's contributions and service to the AEP population were beyond measure. Weigel currently sits on the City of Santa Rosa Design Review Board, assisting in shaping public decisions on projects. Congratulations. The Lifetime Achievement Award is presented to an individual in recognition of outstanding contribution to the improvement of the built environment and to the aims of the profession. This year, in an exciting development, we actually have 2 selected for this award. Both are beyond deserving, and it's my humble pleasure to introduce our winners, Barton Phelps, FAIA, and Charles Ely, FAIA. For more than 50 years of practice, Phelps has contributed not only to the profession, but to a more global community. He has inspired us in his teaching, engaged several different audiences in his writing. He has proven himself an advocate and progressive leader.
I was at first shocked and then heartened, I guess is the word, when I learned I was to receive this award. Shocked because I didn't even know the nomination had been submitted, and heartened because it seems to me that AIA California took a real leap of faith in selecting mine. If you've never looked at the list of past recipients, as I now have, you may be surprised as I was by the diversity of work represented there. I'm grateful to the huge number of people who influenced and supported my work over the last 50 years, and I say thank you to you all.
Ely was praised in his submission for being a steadfast proponent of decarbonization and a prolific author of performance-based building codes. He has served in many leadership positions at the local, state, and national AIA levels, but also with the United States Green Building Council. Quote, "I am surprised he's not been nominated for this award before," end quote, said one juror. His influence is beyond significant and is relentless in his passion for the profession, for society at large, and for the planet. Congratulations, Barton and Charles. Lifetime Achievement Award in Healthcare Facility Design. This award is given in recognition of a career of dedicated commitment to the built environment, and in recognition of significant contributions and accomplishments towards the design and development of healthcare facilities in California. This year's recipient is John Kuletsis, AIA. A prominent healthcare planning and design expert, he was the Vice President, Planning and Design for the National Facilities Services at Kaiser Permanente. Kuletsis served as Kaiser Permanente's chief architect for more than 2 decades. He was and continues to be a sponsor of multiple sustainability initiatives through his many volunteer positions within the healthcare arena and the architecture profession. Congratulations, John.
Thank you. This is a tremendous honor. And when I first talked to Scott and Gary about it, I thought, I think you have the wrong address. This must be directed to somebody else. Because in my career, I've been really fortunate to have a wonderful boss like Don, who basically told me, go do whatever you need to do, just don't get us in trouble. And the organization was willing to spend money and time and throw staff at searching for design excellence. Thank you.
The Firm Award recognizes firms who consistently produce distinguished architecture and have contributed to the profession and their respective communities for a period of at least 10 years. This year's Firm Award recipient is LPA. Founded in 1965, this Irvine-based firm has more than 400 employees in 6 offices. The jury was impressed not only with the quality of work, but how they provide research and learning for larger global matters. Quote, "They were tackling climate action before climate action was a popular term. To call them strong in the sustainability category is an understatement," end quote, one juror commented. In the presentation LPA representatives gave to the AIA California Board of Directors, they referenced their mission, quote, "Changing lives by design," end quote. This firm promotes inclusion and diversity and provides support for the emerging professionals, many of whom stay on and continue to eventually become leaders. Please join me in congratulating LPA.
Thank you to the AIA California and to all our colleagues, partners, and collaborators for the AIA California Firm Award. This honor is extra special to us because it comes from our peers, and it is based on our performance as well as the culture of inclusion and collaboration we've worked hard to develop over the years. Today, we are LPA, an integrated design firm with almost 400 architects, engineers, landscape architects, and interior designers, working together as one team. The focus is on we, not me, as we work with communities to develop projects that work better for people.
Early in our history, we made the commitment to make sustainability a foundation for every project, regardless of size or budget. Our approach is based on simple principles, like a building should know where the sun is, and that every design solution should try to use fewer resources. We completed our first LEED project in 2001. In 2004, we committed to an internal goal of making projects perform 25% better than California's Title 24 Energy Code. Today, our continuous efforts to improve our design process, adding our own research team, LPA Red, it has helped us complete 163 LEED certified projects with a 73.2% predicted energy use reduction. It is our hope to utilize our national voice to share lessons learned while also helping the profession mitigate the oncoming effects of climate change.
Our passionate team of designers are an example of what is possible to address climate change, promote diversity, strengthen our communities, and move our profession forward to change lives by design. Thank you again for this great honor.
And now, for the AIA California's Gold Medal of Awards, I present to you the 2021 Maybach recipient. The Maybach Award, implemented as part of the Design Awards program in 1992, was established in honor of Bernard Maybach. The purpose is to recognize exemplary achievement in architectural design by an individual architect over a period of at least 10 years. This year's jury was comprised of 5 dynamic voices within the architectural world and included Julie Hiramoto, FAIA, Claire Maxfield, Allison Williams, FAIA, Thomas Robinson, AIA, and Ralph Rosling, FAIA. They conferred the award upon San Diego architect Jonathan Siegel, FAIA. Siegel has spent the last 30 years building a visionary architectural practice with his commitment to environmentally conscious urban housing, redevelopment, and education. He has a unique business model of architect as developer, which ultimately allows the architect to retain control of the design and development process. He has been the recipient of nearly 100 architectural and career awards, and quote, "It is time to recognize Siegel for his legacy," end quote, said 2020 AIA Gold Medal recipient Marlon Blackwell, FAIA. The jury said that within the context of architecture, Jonathan has been breaking the mold and charting new ground in terms of what's possible, and doing it himself, which is just what Bernard Maybach did. Please join me in congratulating this year's recipient, Jonathan Siegel, FAIA, who embraces all the attributes that are required of the Maybach recipient. Congratulations, Jonathan.
Welcome everyone, I'm Jonathan Siegel, and I'm here to accept the 2021 Maybach Award for Excellence over a 10-year period for architecture. I'm very fortunate that I grew up in Manhattan Beach, had a track scholarship that took me to the University of Idaho, and my wife and I traveled down to San Diego with a 1968 Rambler and $350 in our pocket in 1983, and have built 30 buildings over time and created this career as architect, as developer. The most important part of my life has actually been the friendships that I've created and the people that have helped me. And those people have helped me create the buildings, those people have helped me enjoy my life, and those people have also helped me with my submission. So with that, I'd like to thank those people specifically. Marlon Blackwell, love you. You're the best, Marlon. You're the #1, you're the gold standard. Larry Baby Scarpa, love you, Larry, you know that, and your lovely wife, Angela Brooks, Lorcan, Mr. T. Ted Smith, Clive the Crazy Man Wilkinson, Marty Poirier, the late Norman Millar, who was an incredible dean at Woodbury University, Estudio Teddy Cruz, my dear friend Mikey Burnett, who hopefully in the future will be following my legacy, the Baker Man David Baker, and finally the cover girl Anne Fougeron. I would like to also thank San Diego for giving me this opportunity to do what I did in this city, which I don't think I could have done in any other city. San Diego's been great to us, and we've been good to them. Finally, I'd like to thank my #1 son, Matthew, for helping me in my endeavors after his graduation from USC 10 years ago. He's been key to the success of our firm, the success of our building, and making it just a great time. And most finally, I'd like to thank my wife for 38 years, Wendy. because without her, I wouldn't have Matthew. Without her, we wouldn't have this legacy, and without her, I wouldn't be here today. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate this, and thank you again.
And that's a wrap for this year. Thank you for everybody who submitted this year. Thank you to our sponsors, as always, for helping make this possible. And thank you for everybody who will submit next year as well in support of AIA California.